Can you turn that down? I'm live. Oh no, don't look like no one gonna come on. I tried to hurry, guys. We might not do a lot. I came on late. My bad. I was in a class, an entrepreneur class. Hey. And by the time I got out, I was hungry and I made something real quick. And I tried to eat it before I came on. Um, but I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long either. I don't know. Don't look like that many people is on. We might just have to do a video. What time is it? We might have to do a video, guys. It was kind of spur of the moment too. I didn't think anybody was gonna respond to my whole. Hot. That was good. Give people time. Fine. You know what I just realized? I wanted to do call-ins. Um,
Power on. Bluetooth pairing.
it's been a minute since we had like a call-in thing. Excuse me. I had some udis. It's some gluten-free pasta, but it's like chicken Alfredo. It's already made. You just warm it up basically, and
Connected.
that shit's bomb. I can eat that every other day if I had to. Good. I tried to give some to Keanu. He don't want none. These guys are really picky. Juice won't eat it either. Bella won't eat it. Just me and my dad eat it. Let me find my. What is it? I missed the pole red light. This is my light I usually have in my living room for my when I sew. But it has like different lights on there. Um and I tried to use it in a couple of videos, but I didn't like the way it looked. I think it's because the wall isn't like a pure white color, so it was kind of, I don't know. I tried to utilize it. Is this what I have? Do you guys want to do call-ins, or do you guys want to you want me to read some that were sent in? Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. I know it's been a while, but don't forget to hit it. Kitty got that red light action going, getting some freak on after the stories. Sounds good. I had pork ribs, coleslaw, and fries. Good idea. A coast to coast with George Nori Res style. It doesn't matter. Read Res to Res with Kitty. 33 likes. I could have sworn I had this app already. Or maybe that's on my. I'll read one that was sent in to me though. I was going through all of my mail recently, just like decluttering and I don't know, organizing. And I came across this, and I don't know if I ever read this on my scary stories. This was, shoot, I didn't even look at the date on the letter, but I know it's well over a year, maybe 2 years. And this is from somebody from San Carlos. His name is Freddie. Freddie, my apologies. I always got this letter. I mean, I knew I had this letter when I got it, and then I always put everything back in the envelope, and then I put it with all my mail that I get from you guys. And it must have slipped my mind. And I've always meant to read it. I just spaced it out. It was like, not in sight. Usually, this was my first letter that I've gotten for a scary story. I highly recommend you guys email it to me just because it's right there and I can get it right away. So this is probably another reason why I overlooked it, was because it was hidden in the envelope. But let's read this one. My mom got any stories. She's asleep right now. Oh, come on, wake her up. She's gonna yell at me to go to bed. You know how res moms are. Let me get this number going. So in case anybody wants to call, where's the anti-time live stream? Oh, it's on the anti-time YouTube channel. Okay. Darn it. Which one did I go under? I think I know. But the thing is that I don't remember if I read this story or not. I remember reading it to myself, but I don't remember if I read it to you guys, so you guys are gonna have to let me know if I read it or not. Where? Oh, um, live chat. Oh, come on. Maybe I can just type it in. I want to get the number set up just in case somebody wants to call it in, call in a story. That would be really cool if somebody did. What would Kitty do? Oh no, I think it's. Okay, I'll start while this is taking forever to load. This story was sent in from San Carlos. The guy's name is Freddie. So Freddie B, if you are listening, I know your family comes from Kilson Wash. I don't know where you're from, but if this is you, thank you for sending this in, and I apologize for taking forever to read it. I usually don't do that because everybody always sends it to my email. So I apologize. Hopefully you're watching. He's probably like, damn, Kitty never read my story. She's a liar. She never read it. I'm not going to watch her scary stories no more. Hey. Okay. So this one goes, this is story 1. It takes place at Uncle Monkey's in Mesa, Arizona. If you guys are familiar with Uncle Monkey's, it was like one of those native bars where everyone used to go hang out and party, and it was pretty rowdy there. There was not one time that I've been there that a fight didn't break out. It was just, that was the spot to go. I have spent many of hours there in my little lifetime here, and boy, was it fun. How I would, what I would give to go back in time just to go chill in Uncle Monkey's and jam and just people watch right about now. My brother used to work there. Okay, so this takes place at Uncle Monkey's, Mesa, Arizona. It says, my summer hours were 5 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Friday after work. This took place Friday after work. I am in the construction field at this particular time. I had summer hours, so my shift was 5 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. It was a Friday night after work. Oh, it was a Friday after work, sorry. Had arrangements from my cousin brother to pick me up that day. After my groveling project at 115 degrees, I needed to cool off and relax. Shit, we're buffering over here. The Friday, for him, that was 2:15 in the afternoon. No one was around, just the barkeeper, my cousin brother, and I. There was nobody around. just the barkeeper, my cousin brother, and I. So it was only them three in the bar. And that was pretty normal back then because everyone obviously only used to go at nighttime. So during the day it was pretty slow, as all bars are. My cousin was my designated driver. Um, I went to the barkeep and I ordered my pitcher. My brother had free cokes since he was my DD. They did used to do that there, I remember. Just then the door opened. My brother and I found a booth to sit at. I was tired and needed to cool off. As soon as the barkeep gave us our drinks, a man stands at my booth. I immediately smell something rotten. My brother is not prayed up with me. I know my traditional ways are strong. Um, he and I made eye contact. He's talking about the person that came up to the booth. He barged his way onto my cousin's side of the booth. I don't know if you remember the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore, the subway scene where the disfigured being is on the subway. That describes how he looked. I'm gonna have to look that up real quick. Why am I disfigured? Man, this guy's using really big words. Disfigured being on subway ghost movie. I'm gonna have to look that up real quick because I don't remember what that looked like. I'm Oh, he's talking about that guy. That he's talking about that guy, I guess, that shoots through the subway. Yeah, he looks kind of weird, huh? Okay. Hey, Shadow in the Woods. You guys don't forget to like the live here. They're like black shadows. No, no, no. He's talking about that guy. Remember that guy that like pops his head in, like he goes through the subway wall? Um, so that's how he's describing this guy to look like. Okay, I continued on. Hey, we didn't invite you, I said. He put out some weed and started to spark it. I told him, put it away. Meanwhile, my brother was scared, his cousin brother. The guy was making eye contact with my cousin. My cousin brother's eyes read, let's get the F out. I stood up, squared up, and told the demon to let my cousin brother through. He said, what are you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna beat your ass. all brave. If you don't. He stood up and made eye to eye contact with me and let my cousin brother go. He then says, are you boys dinner? I said no. I grabbed my cousin brother, pulled him to me, and proceeded out the premises. I then heard, see you boys again. I said nope. Never enjoyed my large picture, LOL, since I was traditionally strong and my cousin brother wasn't. The figure knew who to push at. My cousin brother and me got into his car, and his hands couldn't even put the key into the ignition because he was that scared. I grabbed the key and told him, Grandpa never said to be afraid. Told him, let's go home. True story. And then he said, City life is Sin City, lots of temptations. Part 1 of my scary stories. Hope you enjoyed it. True story. Freddie B. All right, Freddie B. So, did I ever tell this? I don't think I did, huh? I don't think I ever told this story. Like, I don't think I ever shared it, but I remember reading it. Because I remember getting excited because I was like, oh crap, somebody from San Carlos. Because I always get all like pumped up when somebody sends stories from San Carlos, you know? And I don't know, it's just more funner, I guess, when people from your hometown send stories, you know? It's like creepier stories, you know? And then I remember getting this mail and I remember that name. I remember skimming through it and like, oh, I can't wait to share this. And then I must have put it back into the envelope. But like I said the other day, I was going through my all my mail and I came across that and I was like, um, I was happy that I found it. This was yesterday, I think I found it and I put it right here because I was like, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna make sure to read it. We're gonna read it for Freddie. He joined in, ready to be spooked. I'm trying to log in. Let me see what. Okay, I'm back. Um, okay, I'm gonna put the number. How do I put this number? Let me go to YouTube real quick so I can put the number in. Because I want to hear you guys' stories. Come on. Let's make it enjoyable. We hardly come live and do this, but it's really cool when others participate. Because I do know for a fact that some of you have scary stories, but you guys don't want to share it because you don't want to type it out. And I get that. So now is your chance to tell your story. Sierra, you should tell yours. You should tell yours, Sierra. And you're probably like, what story? The story that you told me once upon a time. Remember when we're coming back from Payson down? Remember? You should tell that one. Mm. Oh. Send in your stories. Yeah, see? I've always wanted to retell that, but I always keep forgetting to ask you about it. But since you're on, and because before she never used to like really like listening to scary stories, but I notice
One must have
that she has been getting into it, you know? So I like she shares stories with me and then I share stories with her like on TikTok and stuff. And I feel like not now's the time, Sierra. Okay, the number you guys are going to call is the spooky hotline is on. Hey, where's the ghost? There he is. Spooky line is on. She's like, nope, I'm not telling. Spooky lines. Spooky line, please open. Yee, it's a very short story. Go do it. It's a good one though. It really is. I look all funny on the screen. Come on. Curtis, where you been, Curtis? Nice to see you, Fuzzball Factory. Is it froze or just me? No, I had to jump off real quick so I can log into my my number thingy. Do you have that any that you've experienced? I don't remember if you shared before. I've shared some, but I feel like I always tell the same ones. Juice, you have one? Which one is it? Huh? What, Dad?
That by himself?
Yeah, go for it. Big back. Technically it was mine, but me. No, I'm just kidding.
Some?
No, eat it.
Because it's a big pan.
Shut up. Oh, go on. Juice, what was your story? Huh? Oh, yeah. You should come tell it, Juice. Juice has one. So this story that Juice is gonna share is this right here. This, are you gonna share it? Yeah. This story where Juice is gonna share it takes place in Seneca, and Seneca is located between Globe and the Salt River Canyon, going toward like Sholo, or like going toward the White Mountain Apache tribe. Fun fact, the border to the San Carlos Apache tribe and the border. Oh, come on.
I'll sing that for you.
No, eat it. Because I'm done. We're telling spooky stories.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Is it hurting your eye? So, fun fact, if you can just imagine this big chunk of land is the White Mountain Apache tribe, and then this another big chunk of land is the San Carlos Apache tribe, and they sit right on top of each, like they're literally connected like that. And the border to between our tribes is that canyon, the water. So technically, Seneca would be on the San Carlos side. But anyway, every year in July, they have camp meetings there through the church, which I believe is the Miracle Church. And my kid's dad, their family go out there all the time since I don't know, forever. They've always done that. Go set up camp out there, some camp over there, and there's like a tent revival that goes on there, and I believe there used to be like a gas station right there, but for whatever reason it's abandoned and it's not open no more. It's really old.
Like it's real burned down.
Oh, was it burnt?
Like it's like a gas station, but like it's orange still, but it's like real burned down. And
Do they have cabins over there? Like little homes?
No, you gotta bring like a tent and stuff.
Oh.
People like they live there. People live there.
Yeah, they camp out over there. So yeah, okay, come on, Juice. You want to tell her right there? Well, they can't hear you though. Let me bring you closer to Juice. Okay, Juice.
So wow. Oh, so me and my auntie, me and my cousin, which was a girl, we're gonna walk to the lake, and then my other cousin, that was her twin. Yeah. Which was a boy too. So it was a boy. They're both older than me. And what's it called? We were walking to like the lake, like the upper hill. Then when we were like walking, like nothing was like it was kind of funny. But then when we were walking to the lake, we saw someone, and we thought it was like a normal person. Then like their head was like black, and you're wearing like all black, and then
Was it tall?
yeah, it looks like it grew, then it kept stroking
Uh-huh.
and going like
It was
that.
it was tall, then it was shrinking, then it would grow tall again, then it would shrink, and it was like a black figure.
And then you couldn't even see its face, and then we started running because we got scared. And then like, you know how like you run like you just walk, and then you run and you stop and walk a little bit, and then you keep going like that.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
And when you got back to the camp and you told, who did you tell, your grandma? Did anybody believe you guys?
She did really was, cause like it was just my grandma and me and my cousins.
Were they real scared? Were you guys all scared?
Like you can see it was like the
And it was like in the evening time?
no, it's like when the sun was going down a little bit, like the afternoon.
Did you guys have to get prayed for after that? What'd your grandma say?
I forgot.
Tell you guys not to go run over there no more?
Yeah, cause she said that at night times don't go over there.
Yee. And it was by that gas station I'm talking about?
No, it's by that lake.
Oh.
You know the walk like you gotta go like
Yeah.
we were like right here, and then the person was right here, and then we were just thinking like there was nothing, and then it started looking at us. Then we started running because it started doing that thing I told you, and then it started running like,
It started running toward you guys?
and then we're all running.
Is that it? Okay. Juice looks all spooked out. His eyes. I wish you guys could see him. He told me that though when he came back. Honestly, I didn't believe him. I thought he was just saying that to say that. But he told the same exact story. But yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what ever happened to that gas station right there. I do know there's a lot of weird activity that go on there. For one, like I can't remember a long time ago when we're probably like in the 90s. I remember they would tell people, at certain times not to go there because the bears would go down there, and I guess this one time the bears just like went over there and attacked some non-natives that were camping out there, and I can't remember if they like really like chewed the heck out of them, and I don't know if those people made it. I just barely remember hearing stories like that. Like there's bears.
Yeah, there's bears there because a long time ago when my cousin Diana said like when they were younger, and then their other cousins came with them. When they were younger, they used to like hang out around, like walk around a little bit.
Yeah.
They said one time they were opening like a trash can, and there's a bear there.
Who was that little one? Yeah, I know.
And I was trying to fight them because they were like,
Oh. Yeah, some people say some stuff though. Like I've heard like people barely, like I don't know the stories by heart, but I have heard there are like strange activity that goes around there, and I don't know why. It's kind of, I don't know. Maybe I should ask around and be like, hey, what have you heard? Um, let's see. The line is open. Come on, girl, tell scary stories. If she won't, I'll call in and tell you when. Go. Hi, Sarah. It's red light story time. My hair's all. Where's that part at? There's a little part that's hanging down. My other home dishne. Ask your dad. My dad has some creepy ones.
I made it one he was telling us about the road, about those kids. Papa.
But the little kids? Oh yeah, I can tell you guys. So I think I told this one though. You guys let me know if I told this. Some of you probably haven't heard this one, but I'll tell it again. For those of you who are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to like the video too, or the live, you guys. We're at 35. Let's get to at least 45. I know you guys like scary stories, otherwise you would not be here. So this story that I'm gonna tell, I'm pretty sure I told this maybe a few times. I don't remember if I recorded it, but I do know. Ooh, we have a phone call. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
It's
Hello?
the Spooky line?
Yes,
Hello?
it is.
Hi. It's
Hello?
the Spooky line?
Yes,
Hello?
it is.
Hi. It's the Spooky line?
Yes,
Hello?
it is.
Hi. It's the Spooky line? Hello?
It is.
Hi. It's the Spooky line?
Ew.
Hello?
It
Hi.
is.
It's the Spooky line?
Power off.
Hold on. Hold on, guys.
Power on. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected. Bluetooth.
Hold on, let's try it again. It might be my
Bluetooth.
hold on, let's try it again. It might be my
Bluetooth.
hold on. It might be, what is it? Oh, I think it's because I'm on my live. Go ahead and try to call again. Go ahead and try to call again. I think it's because my live was on. I think it was me. That's why it was echoing. Juice is all creeped out now. It's spooky out there at night in Seneca. Hi, Amy. I have you on mute. I'm a big chicken on Scary Stories. I'm here to like and comment. Okay, Amy. Gosh, I'm so sorry that happened to you all. Sending big hugs. Yee, tall man. That's all I know, though. You're at 55, girl. Let's see, long time no saw you. Shui friend? What? Whoa, lots of echo. It's over there, Juice, on the thing. The side. I wonder if I should connect to that one. Juice, can you?
I didn't.
Hey, no fighting. It's all late. Hey, my friend, good to see you. Yee, what's going on? I'm trying to think how I think I need to physically click off of my live. Okay, yeah, I think I need to click off my live because you're on the speaker. That way we can hear you. So if you want to try again, okay, let's try it again. Hola.
Testing.
Hey,
Testing the spooky line.
can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I think it was that. I had like 2 windows open at the same time.
That was scary.
Try not to get myself scared. Okay.
But I am calling the spooky line to tell my short story that everybody was cheering me on for.
Can you guys in the chat here?
You guys know who this is?
Do you guys know who is calling in right now?
Um, so I'll try to tell the story as long as I can. It's very short, only because I don't remember a whole lot of it. But I remember, so it dawned a long time ago. I think I was probably in second or third grade. I know I was really young, the little girl, but but I remember we were home and we had a cousin, one of our sisters. She used to come over and babysit us whenever my mom had to go to town or go to work or whatever. But she would come babysit us, and she was probably still in high school. So she wasn't that much older than us, but old enough to, I guess, back then, parents left, was a babysitter or whatever. But anyways, I remember we were home with her, and it was dark outside, and all I remember was we were all in like the living room, and I think we were kind of like being naughty or something. But for some reason, like we looked at the window, the living room window, and at the time the curtains were open, and I remember seeing like a goat or like a sheep, and the window feels kind of high, but it's also like really big, the window. So yeah, that's my story. And it seemed like it was too high for like just a goat or a sheep to walk up to it. Like it had to been on like its legs standing up in order to reach the windowsill.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my story. I don't
That's,
to this day I don't know.
that's not the one I was
Like,
talking about. No, oh man, that's a good one though. That's creepy as hell. I'm pretty sure it was a Yanny.
Yeah, to this day, I don't know. Because I was just so young. I remember like being scared though, and I remember my cousin was scared, and she closed the window, and like we were kind of all freaked out. But I should ask my cousin and see if she remembers.
No, okay, that was a good one. Thank you for sharing that. The story I'm talking about was when when you had to come back for work and you were driving down by Payson and your car.
Oh,
That one.
okay. So I guess I have a different one.
Yeah, just
I
two.
have a couple. You guys are getting 2 for 1 tonight.
Yep.
But so one time, this happened it happened kind of recently, maybe 6 years ago, maybe 6 to 8 years ago. I was already living down here, and at the time, um, it was during Thanksgiving. I remember it was during Thanksgiving, like right before Black Friday. I guess that is Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving Day. But we were I wanted to hang out with my family, and then we're gonna go to a shoe game. So I was like, man, I have to drive back tonight. But I was like, F it, you know what? I'm gonna go to the shoe game. So anyways, I was there probably until like 11 p.m. at night. And then the next day, the job that I worked at the time, it was mandatory that we work Black Friday. And so I had to be back here in Phoenix Black Friday. So I drove back from New Mexico, and I was on my way back driving. Um, and I left around 11 p.m. So this was probably around 3, 3 a.m. that I was probably driving between Payson to Phoenix. And the road is very curvy and a lot of hills and stuff. But I was driving down that way, and there's a red barn, like a red barn like on the right side when you're coming back into town. And um, I was driving, and then I remember there wasn't a lot of people on the road, but at the time I had like a really small car with a Ford Focus. It was really low, and I hit something. I hit a coyote. Just like at the bottom of the hill, I hit a coyote, and I was going kind of fast. So I pulled over, and um, it was really dark, so I was just kind of scared too. And I just kind of looked at it, and I saw fluid coming out, and I saw like, you know, kind of like blood underneath. But anyways, like I went back to my car, and I was just like, dang, what am I gonna do? I don't know what I'm gonna do. And it was like 3. I tried calling one of my friends, and they were already asleep or whatever. Um, but anyways, I got lucky because this lady came by, and she stopped for me. It was the first car that came by, maybe like 20 minutes later, and she drove by and she stopped, and she asked if I wanted a ride, and I was like, yeah. So, and at the time, I had 2 kitties that I was transporting back with me for my own, and so I was like, shoot, I have to take all my stuff and my cat. And so I asked if it was okay, and I threw them in, and then we were coming back this way. And turns out she was a Sioux native from South Dakota. So we're just talking and stuff, and she dropped me at the first store outside of town, and I got off, and then from there I called an Uber back home. But the next day, at the time I lived with a roommate, and I told her what happened, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you should have kept calling me." And I was like, "It's really late. I don't want to wake you up." But anyway, so she ended up taking me back over there to my car, and I called a tow truck and everything. And the tow truck came over, and we met him, and he was like, what you hit? And then I was like, I hit a coyote. And he's all, really? He's like, there's no like blood or no fur or nothing under the car. And I was like, it was there last night. And I looked under there, and sure enough, it was clean. Like there was nothing, just the fluids were like underneath. That freaked me out. I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck?
Ew.
Good.
I got chills again when you first told me that. I remember we were coming back from your home and you were telling me that. I remember I got chills then. I got chills now. That's crazy. I think that's crazy.
Yeah. And then they were saying like, oh, and then my whole radiator got busted and some stuff underneath too. And then the people that were taking my car to fix it, they asked me too what happened, and I told them, and they said the same thing, like, did the security run off or what? Because there's not, we don't see anything. And I was like, no, it was there last night.
Ew.
Pretty
That's
crazy.
creepy. Did you ever like get anything done, or did you ever find out what it might have been?
I never got anything done or never, yeah, I just kind of left it. Oh, yeah, the only time I remembered was when I told you again.
Yeah.
That's probably the first time I ever told that the story.
Yeah, that's a crazy one. Well, thank you for calling it in. Everybody's all loving it.
Oh, awesome. Well, there's my story.
Okay.
You're welcome, everybody there. I called in, so everybody else needs to call in.
Yes. Okay. We'll see you.
Be listening.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Yee. Yeah, I remember when she first told me that story where it was on one of the trips when we went back to her home. She's from New Mexico. So a couple times I had gone with her back to her home to um can't remember. I think the first time I went was when we went to the Navajo Nation fair or the parade. And then the second time is when we went to Indigifest. So but yeah, I remember her telling me that story, and I always wanted her. I always wanted her to tell that story. So I'm glad she called. I don't know what I was talking about before that. Oh, I was gonna tell a story about what my dad told us. Let me get back onto the chat real quick. What time is it? 10. hold on, my internet's slow. Let me know in the comment section if do you guys remember that time when supposedly China hacked into the system and that Facebook shut down for like a whole day and everybody was losing it. Do you guys remember that when that happened? I swear, ever since that happened, we've been having trouble with our internet. I don't know what the correlation is. I do know that ever since then, it has never been the same because usually we could get by pretty well, but I feel like ever since then, we've been having issues, and I feel like a lot of people are saying that as well. But yeah, thank you to Sierra for sending in, telling her story, calling it in. Let's see. Real quick, let me go to the comments, see what you guys are saying out there. And everybody already knew it was you, Sarah. They're guessing. Hello, Kitty and boys. That phone call sounded creepy. Yeah, it was me though. I had like 2 different pages on at the same time, and both of them were like I didn't mute the other one, so that was my bad. Why was it looking in? I don't know. It was probably a Yanny though, because she said it was high. The window was high to where that goat had to have been standing on its hind legs. If it was standing on its hind legs, if it was that, or if it was a Yanny, I don't know. That's crazy now. That's creepy. Ooh, I feel like, in all honesty, I feel like when it comes to like scary stuff happening, like creepy stuff, I feel like Navajo stories take the cake because like Navajo stories and Mexican stories, I feel like they take the cake because of their witching stories. And I just like that story that Sierra just shared about the goat. I feel like if that was to happen to me, I would like I that would scar me for life. Like you guys have some crazy ass stories. They're scary and I'm here for it, but I would never want to experience it. And I don't mean this in a disrespectful way when I say this, but I'm really glad that I'm really glad like I'm not Navajo because otherwise I feel like if I was Navajo and I did grow up on the res, that I would have. I feel like somehow, some way, most Navajo people experience something whether they're looking for it or not, and it's creepy. It's scary. I think you guys have like really crazy, scary stories. Um, I'm so glad I didn't have to go through anything like that. But keep sending in your stories though. Okay. Hi, Misty Moon, Monica. Kitty laughing. Not that one. I don't even remember you telling that first one though. I don't remember you telling that one. I remember you telling the car one though. But either way, they're both good stories. Love the concept of this. Please do this more so I can hear more stories. We will try. Usually usually people send them in, they email it to me, and then I make a video and I tell them, I read them out to you guys. But this is just spurred a moment for shits and giggles, and um I feel like tonight's probably one of our better nights. Usually we don't really get this much involvement. um which is why I stick to doing the videos. But I like scary stories. I listen to scary stories on the daily, like for real. That's like I I've always been fascinated with the paranormal and supernatural. I think for me, it's because growing up Native American on the Riz, I feel like if it's not me, then it's my family or somebody like neighbors or somebody we know that's experienced stuff. And I feel like the land of like my people and all other indigenous lands, I feel like they're just like scarred. They're just like there's a lot of residual energy because a lot of bad things happen. Like not only with the government and the wars and stuff, but like magic and like witching and even stuff like that. Like there's a lot of, and then people passing away, graveyards, ancient burials, and stuff like that too. So I feel like I felt like I'm not saying this. I guess I am biased because I am native, but I feel like natives and Mexicans have the best scary stories. And I think a part of it comes from we just heard so many things growing up. I haven't seen a whole lot, but like I know my cousins, I know my family, I know my parents, like my sisters, and I know like it's always been around and it's just like a part of you, and it's kind of I don't know, I've always been fascinated with it. So I really like I like scary stories. I like all scary stories. I especially like Mexican. I've been getting into a lot of like voodoo Haitian type stories. Um, Anything creepy I'm into. And I've just always been that way. And am I probably gonna stay up tonight a little bit longer just because I'm spooking myself out? Probably. But um it's part of the deal, I guess. Do the scary stories only indigenous from do the scary stories only indigenous or from any culture? Tonight we can do any culture. Normally, when I started doing the scary stories, I actually was inspired by I was inspired by Mexican people because I've heard a lot of Mexican scary stories. And at that time, I was, searching around on YouTube and stuff, and even on TikTok. Um, and I've seen a TikTok, there's a lot of cool native stories from all tribes, but I feel like there's more now than there was a year or two ago. But back when I started doing this on my channel, I was really inspired because it's for me it's one thing as a native to hear someone tell a scary story. Like I feel like it's important for a native to tell native scary stories. Like anybody just can't tell it like better than a native can. And same goes for like Mexican scary stories. Mexican people are way better at telling their stories from their, folklore um and their culture, their oh, someone's calling in, way better than, a non-Mexican, you know what I mean? So hold on, I'm still talking. um and I just feel like it was important because they don't I think like pronunciation and um I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of non-natives out there telling these indigenous scary stories, and they just kind of like half-ass it because some may believe in it and some may not, but the way they tell them, they don't tell it the way it should be told. And I felt like that is where someone like me who is passionate about creepy stuff and paranormal, and I felt like I owe it to my native people to share their stories, and I feel like um, yeah, I feel like representation matters when it comes to the cultural side of it. So that is why I started doing that here on my channel. And usually, most of the time, 95% of the time, I like to stick to the indigenous, the Native American scary stories, and even Mexican stories. But Kimchi, if you're down to call in a story tonight, I would love to hear it. I talk a lot. Can you guys tell? Sorry. I just want to get my point across, and I really like this type of stuff. So thank you for sharing. Big chills. That was a yeni. Novel stories are just scariest. I love it. I remember a story my great grandpa told when he unknowingly got invited to a ceremony, but turned out to be a Yanny meeting. Very creepy story, but too long to tell. Ew. Oh, come on. You can call it in. Any culture scary stories are welcome. Hey, 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 Monica. Monica, you do not speak for my channel. But respectfully, tonight only, if you want to call it in, you can call it in. But like I said, typically when I do my videos, when I record by myself for you guys, usually I like to stay with native scary stories. I came late. Darn. You're gonna have to replay this, Swilla. Got work in the AM, gotta go to bed. So can't wait to listen to more stories. Good night. Oh, good night. Sorry, whoever that was calling. I was too busy yapping. I just wanted to I feel like I'm low key I feel like I'm low key like ADHD, like undiagnosed. I don't know, maybe TikTok got to me, but I feel like I get easily distracted. So if I didn't finish what I was saying, then I would have never said what I wanted to say. So that's why I kept talking. So the person that was calling just now, um, call back again. Sorry, Kitty. No, you're good. You're good. I love Indigenous stories, and thanks so much for clarifying. You're good. You're good. Um, I'll tell that one real quick. Um, the one that I don't know. I think I told you guys already, but I can tell it again. I need to take my hair down because I had my hair up all day, and if I look crazy, then it's nighttime. I feel like I have a wig on. Okay, so this story was told to me by my dad. I don't remember it, but it's kind of like one of those things where you were either too tired or you were too small to remember it. Like you kind of remember it. Like you remember bits and pieces, but then you don't remember it fully until someone tells you about it and then reminds you. It's kind of one of those deals. So, long time ago, many moons ago, when Kitty was a little shgirl. I am a twin, by the way. Um, my twin sister and me, we had a van. It was like a minivan. I don't even remember what the model and make was, but it was small, a minivan. um, we were coming back from, pretty sure we were coming back from the valley, coming back from here. Yeah, Joaquin, let me finish real quick, okay? Then you can call. We were coming back from the valley, and where I grew up is in San Carlos, which is about a good hour and a half from Mesa. So sometimes it takes 2 hours, sometimes it takes an hour and a half. Some people swear they can get here in an hour, but it's just depending on how fast you drive, you know. On a good day, I'd say about an hour and a half. So, on the reservation, you know, we don't have stores, you know, to go shopping at. So we usually go to like into town, which is the nearest town. Or if we really want to go crazy, I'm pretty sure my mom and dad probably got paid because they were both firefighters. So pretty sure they got paid, and we probably came out here to all the malls and stuff and went crazy and you know, spent the day out here and then headed home late. Um, so we were going home. It was really late at night, and my dad was driving. My mom was sitting in the passenger. There was one row, and then the third row was like put down. No, actually, um, my dad was driving, my mom was sitting shotgun, and then all the seats were down. So they made like a bed for us. Because I remember we were laying down, we were sleepy, we were tired. We were probably like, I don't know, maybe like in Head Start, maybe like a good 4 or 5 years oldish. And all I remember was hearing my mom like scream really loud, and then I like, you know how when someone slams on the brakes, and you gravity just takes a hold of you, you know, and especially us little ones, we're not buckled in, we just kind of like flew, you know. That happened, and I remember I hear my mom scream, and my dad was kind of like freaking out. That's all I remember. That's all I can remember. But what my dad told me was that we were coming back late from the valley, spent the day here. Me and my twin were, you know, crashed out, laying there on our little makeshift bed. My mom and dad were only ones awake, and there was nobody on the road. And we were coming on Route 6, which is. Am I back on? Let me know if I'm on, you guys. I'm buffering over here. Am I on? Okay. Um, we were we were on the back road, and we were going home. We were probably, you know, more than halfway home. We were almost home. And I guess no, it's not. And my dad said that it was late and nobody was out. And I don't remember what time it was, but I'm assuming, you know, coming back from the valley, it was probably around midnight, if not around 1 or 2 ish. And he said he was getting tired, and then out of nowhere, he saw like these kids. There was a group of kids. Um, they were on the side of the road. He could see them, and he was coming up close to them, but they were like running across the road. And when they were running across the road, this is them. The kids ran right in front of them, and he slammed on his brakes because he swore he was gonna hit them. And they just kind of like floated, and they were like still running. And then they like got back on the ground, and then they just like kept running. And by that time, he had already slammed on the brakes, and my mom saw it. My mom was freaking out, screaming her lungs out. And then there's us, we just like kind of slammed against the seats and we start crying because we're all freaking out. And then I could hear my dad say, like, did you see that? My mom was like, obviously she saw it. And those kids just like disappeared. And um, there was nothing wrong with the vehicle, and there was no dents or nothing. But um, he said it was kind of like slow motion, when something traumatic happens, like a car accident, sometimes it plays slow motion, but really in reality it happens fast. It was one of those situations. And he said that when he saw those kids, you know, um, kind of floating across the van, he said he noticed that they were wearing like older clothes, and he at that point he knew like they must have been like ghosts, or spirits. And then I guess I can't remember. I know we made it home, but they were kind of shaken up. And then I think like a couple days later, somebody, maybe his buddies or whoever, came and had told my dad that in that same area where he saw those kids, he said, you a long time ago, the youth home, which is where they house the children who are like orphans, or they don't have, they either get taken away, by social services or CPS, and they stay there temporarily, until they get home placement. Some may call it an orphanage. Well, I guess what had happened, a long, long time ago, was that this was told to my dad, that there was a guy that was taking all those kids from the youth home somewhere. They were either leaving or coming back, but either way, the driver was intoxicated and he ended up crashing. And him and all those kids that were in that van, they all passed away. And I guess it was exactly where my dad and my mom saw those kids, run by the road. So he was pretty creeped out about that. And that's one story that he told me growing up. And he's like, do you remember? Even to this day, he always said, like, you don't remember that? And I'm like, no, I barely like remember slamming against the seat and, hearing my mom scream her head off. But yeah, that's what happened. It's pretty crazy. But that's sad though. Like, imagine uh, just a bunch of little kids, just innocent little kids. We, don't have families. They're all going somewhere. Like, I think they were like gonna go to town or something. I don't remember. But that man was being selfish, and yep, it's crazy. So yeah, I don't know if I told this story. If you guys, I'm pretty sure I did, but that's one that my dad, I guess my dad told the kids because they're the ones who told me just now. So if you want to call in, Joaquin, you can. Oh, my hair's all tangled up. It's like a nest. Hey, Claudia, go away.
I can go see.
I thought you don't go to sleep till 11. How long have we been on? It says 29 minutes. Is that right? No, because we got on at 9 something. Are you still on the scary stories? Thumbs up if you are. Yes, we are. I'm trying to think of any scary stories. Over an hour, I think. Yeah, I was like, huh, why does it say 29 minutes up there? I need to cut my hair, you guys. My hair is like really dry and like damaged on the bottom. That one day I was feeling impulsive and I was like, what if I just like freaking get a bob? But I was like, no, I wouldn't. Me, my big ass head, I don't know. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. I have a big head. Trying to think of another story. Ew, just one that came to mind that I'm gonna retell. I know I told this one already. Um, um, so that same road I was talking about that everybody uses. Oh, someone's calling in. Where's it at? I can't see you. How come I can't see you? I see you there. Shoot. Oh, there it is. Dang it. Okay. Call back. Shit, friend. Call back. Ew, my hair feels greasy. I could have sworn I just washed it. I don't know. I'm sorry. This is the second time they tried to call. I could not find a button because it's connected on my computer and it's connected on my phone, and I didn't want to answer on my phone because then the live would have been shut off. So I was trying to figure out how to answer on the computer. I apologize. 575. But in the meantime, I will go ahead and tell this just because I thought about it. I've been watching a lot of um was that you that called? I'm sorry. If you want to try again, I promise I'll answer it. If not, I'm gonna go on to another one. Let me know. That's just my baby dog. It feels really late. How do you guys like this red light? I can make it do different colors. So there's purple. There's like a turquoise color. Like a lime green color. A light blue color. A green, a purple, a there's like some weird ass colors, and then we have like a rainbow color. Oh, and then we have like a woo, 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 woo. What video had this light on there? Was it a Beyonce video? Or am I tripping? And then it just has a regular, this is the one I'm on right now. Oh, snap. I don't know how to put it. Okay, there it is. Why is it not? I'm sorry. I had to uninstall. I'm using an app. So I have the app on my computer, and then I have the app on my phone. It wasn't ringing here, it was ringing on my phone. So when I answered it, YouTube went off. So I had to uninstall it on my phone. So I'm sorry. It's been a while since we've done call-ins. Okay. Are we gonna stay? Joaquin, one more time. Fourth time's a charm. Hi, Darla. Tell your dating story about the time the guy you met kept saying he can help you, and money was an issue. Oh yeah. So I'm not gonna tell that one. I'm gonna tell another one. I'm pretty sure I told this one already, but for those of you who are new, I'll tell you guys. I guess the problem with telling stories, going off of memory, especially hearing them when you're a little girl, sometimes they can like kind of change, you know. So it might change slightly, but the concept and the storyline is pretty much the same. So bear with me if it changes a little bit or not. I was a little girl. I had nothing. Yada. Sorry. Well, if you want to try one more time, we could try one more time. Come on. So when I was young, my mom, she used to work at the casino, which is about 15 minutes away, I would say, maybe 20, away from our community where we lived at. Our casino is close to Globe. It's probably about 5 minutes east of Globe. So our casino is closer to town than it is to our community. And so my mom used to work, I think it was swing shift, because I remember she used to go to work like, I don't even know what shift she worked. Honestly, I don't even know what shift. I just know she used to go to work and then she would come back late, like early in the morning. So I don't know if it was like graveyard. Graveyard sounds right now. All I remember was that one of my older sisters, I have two older sisters. One of my older sisters, she was old enough to drive. I don't know where the hell my dad was. My dad was probably sleeping or maybe on a fire or something. I don't know where the hell my dad was. But my mom needed to be picked up from work. So one of my older sisters drove over there to pick her up. She was by herself. And it was late, like really early in the morning. she picks up my mom, and my mom's tired, she's, had a long night, and they start going back home, and it takes place on Route 6, where all the locals to the reservation, they use that road. It's kind of like a back road, but it's like the quickest route to get back into the community. So they were, and on that road, like, there's just a lot of creepy stuff. There's a lot of creepy ass stories that happen on that road. And they were getting ready to head on Route 6. They were, left the casino, got on took a left, got on Highway 70, headed east, going toward Safford, and then made that first left turn to get on Route 6 to go back into the community. And right when you make that first left turn, there's a railroad track right there. And that railroad track has like a little bump. So if you go fast on there, your car kind of jumps a little. So everyone always usually slows down right there, because otherwise you'll fly in your car. So again, my oldest sister, she was a teenager at that time, probably in high school, and my mom was just chilling, relaxing, and they were coming up to that railroad track, and my mom wasn't even thinking nothing about it. She was just, I don't know what she was doing, but my sister was driving, and she just happened to see something standing right there by that railroad track, and she looked over there onto the side of the road, and she saw like this little blue man standing there, and she said he was short, kind of like a little person short, but he was standing there, and he was blue. She said he was all blue, and he looked just creepy. Like, she said, when that thing saw her look at it, and they made eye contact, and that thing started smiling, like, just real creepy. And my sister freaked out, and she just I don't know, she locked up or something. I don't know, like, she slammed on the gas pedal, and they almost ran into, because it's a curb. Right when you cross the railroad track, it curbs to the right, and she almost slammed into the rail right there, the guardrail, and my mom had to, like, take a hold of the wheel and kind of like, what's wrong, like, what? And my sister was just freaked out, and I believe she told my mom, what happened, and um I don't even know if my mom believed her or what. She must have, and they were, I guess it took her a while to, like, kind of calm down. Um, but they were still driving. My mom was able, like, to grab the wheel and, like, talk her down and kind of calm her back down. And as they got back into the community, in the front line area, like where the old jail's at. No, um, yeah, somewhere in that area, I believe. They were coming back into the community, like where all the houses and stuff start to appear. Um, she said they both saw that same little man standing right there on the side of the road, and he was waving at them, and they freaked out, and they just hauled ass home. And I barely remember hearing about it. I think it was my sister that told me this story. One of them, I can't remember. I know I heard her story, and I think I heard my mom's story. But either way, I remember that because she lived with my grandma. My grandma raised her mainly, so she was close with my grandma, and but they lived just next door, so we were always able to see her and stuff. But I remember like the family talking, saying like she had like trouble sleeping and stuff for a while after that happened, and it was just crazy because I listened to a lot of like ET type stuff, and some people say like humanoids look like that. But recently I've been really listening to, and this is the reason why I told this story, because I just thought about it. And Keanu heard this story before, and he's the one who was like, remember that story? And I was like, oh yeah, and it clicked. The reason why I told this story was because um I've been listening to a lot of people talk about like hell testimonies, um, people that have near, not even near death accidents. It's people that were, um, uh, how would you say it? Doctors presumed them, dead, gave them a, you know, there's no heartbeat, nothing. This is time of death type of thing, and then they get revived or something happens to where they come back, and they tell their story about, I was gone for this many minutes, but I went to hell, or hey, turn on the light. Go ahead. I didn't get that. Probably got it from his friends. Go,
No, you got that.
go. You ate a lot of chocolate already. Juice is all creeped out. Um, So what? So I've been listening to a lot of stories about people, talking about their hell testimony. And some of you probably don't believe in God. Some of you probably don't believe in heaven and hell, but me, I do. And those are stories that really interest me. People who share their hell testimonies. And just recently, I was driving and I was listening to somebody tell their story about when they went to hell, who they saw, which celebrities were there, why people were going to hell. They even saw like their own relatives there, or all these world-renowned preachers and pastors, and just like all these different types of people, all these different types of sins. But this lady was explaining how like DEMONS look, and she said there's all types. They all look ugly. There's tall ones, there's little ones, there's medium ones, there's like they all look. Did you go pee? And she said she remembers specifically the ones that were bothering her were they were short, and they were blue. And right when she said that, Keanu was like, Mom, remember that story you told me? And I was just like, ew. I was just like, what if that was a DEMONS that my sister and my mom saw? Because my sister was never on a good path, and she was always naughty, so I don't know. It's just I've never heard of anybody else talk about that on the res. And I don't know. It's just creepy. It's just something I thought about within the last couple of days. But my little one, is wide awake over there, listening to all my stories. Usually, I don't like to have them around when I talk about these types of stuff because he's already creeped out now. So, we'll take one more call and then I'll probably go ahead and call it a night. What juice?
Charlie fell asleep when I put it, and then I was just awake. We were watching that. Remember, you were watching that little girl. I went to and just saw them.
Yeah. Out of body experience. I had one. Ew. Do you have any stories about Route 60? Hey, Purple Thunder Knight. What is going on? Is that Grandma and Grandpa? Do you have any stories about Route 66? No, I don't, but I've heard stories. I recently heard one actually about that. I can tell it the best way I can remember it if you guys want to hear it. I actually heard one recently. It's not my story, but I can tell it for you guys. I can't see my eyes. You guys want me to tell it? Our back to school sale's still going on, by the way. Oh, and there's gonna be a powwow coming up next weekend in Fort McDowell, which is a reservation right here near the city. They're the Yavapai tribe. Someone's throwing a back to school powwow. It's just a 1-day powwow, but I'm gonna be selling over there. So if you guys are in the area, come check it out. And if anybody from Fort McDowell watches, come stop by. Please tell the story. Okay, this story's not mine. I just wanna let you guys know that. But I'll tell it the best way. I remember the gist of it. So I guess the story comes from Cortez, Colorado. Not Cortez, Toyac, which is right. It is Toyac is by Cortez, huh? So it's like literally. I don't know how to explain it. I've been there a few times, but that casino that is right there at Toyac, what is it called? Is it Ute Mountain Casino? That one. So supposedly there was a time where this trucker was the truckers, the 18-wheelers, he was passing through and supposedly he was like a regular at the casino there in Toyac. And I guess he never used to like park his 18-wheeler right outside the casino. He would park it somewhere a little further from the casino, and then he would take like the back trail to get to the casino, and there's no lights in that trail because he had to cross like a field to get to the casino. And I guess he was on the watch list because people kept seeing, people at the casino started noticing, like security started noticing that he was always winning. Like he was just always winning and winning and winning. And they thought like he's cheating, or he was on the radar because he was a suspect. He kept winning all this money and then he would leave and then he would come back and then he would win and then he would leave. So they started like keeping an eye on him. Well, I guess they said his whole 18-wheeler was all black. Every time he would come in, he was dressed all in black. And he would always come in and win. So security said, hey, watch out for him now. We need to keep an eye on this guy because something ain't right. Like he just keeps winning. There's something wrong, like we need to catch him. So surveillance was really keeping an eye out on this guy. And when he was at the machine, the people that were watching said they saw something like moving by his feet, and they're like, "Oh, what is that? Like, is that a snake?" Because it looked, it was just moving, and they zoomed in on it, and I guess it was a tail. So I guess by that time they were already, rushing out to um, go after him, because he had already cashed out his money and was getting ready to leave, and they were getting ready to go, I don't know, confront him, or like he was just winning all this money and like putting them into debt. So they couldn't get to him in time. He had already left, but they saw him leave, and like they saw surveillance saw him leave and walk across the field and get in his truck and leave. And I guess they never saw him again that night or after that night. But um they say that right after that had happened, that's when they changed that road, that highway from 666 to whatever the route is now. So people say that's probably why they don't see him around no more. They say their theory is that it was like a portal because that highway used to be called 666, but now it's not no more. So they think that maybe the portal's closed now, and that's why they haven't seen him ever since. And I don't know. I just thought that was pretty creepy because supposedly this is a true story and it happened there. And it's just creepy to know something like that happened there at a casino where I once gambled at one time. And I think that's probably like the most I've ever won was at that casino. Um, but yeah, many moons ago, I used to be with this Navajo guy, and his family and we would go over there a lot. They man, those Navajos, they sure like to gamble. We used to go over there, and I'd be like living it up over there. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's the only one that I have heard of that area. Um, but I just thought it was really interesting because I've heard that road used to be called Highway or Route 666, and then they changed it to whatever it is now. But that kind of makes sense though. Like they keep seeing this guy. Supposedly he's cheating the devil, and out of nowhere they changed this road, and then he just stops appearing. So it's kind of weird, kind of weird. But yeah, I've heard that story on TikTok. Actually, someone that is from Toyak told that story, and I was just like, ew, when I heard that story. That was creepy. That was 4. We drove there during a sandstorm. I love the stories. I hope I didn't miss much. We stayed at the casino. Creepy. I don't think I ever stayed at that casino. I remember we used to go hit up the buffets though. There's always a bunch of Navajos there though. That was way before. This was a long time ago when I was young, real young. Yeah. Was I even old enough to gamble at that time? I don't think I was. I honestly don't think I was. Very scary, Joaquin. I would really like to hear your story. Are the phones still working? Yeah, there are some powwows that go live for the indigenous. What's your favorite movie that you would see again and again? Um, Probably La Bamba. La Bamba is an all-time classic. I could, if there's one thing, if somebody held a gun up to me and was like, quote La Bamba, I would live. That's how confident I am in my La Bamba quote capabilities. I love that movie. Richie Valens. A lot of creepy people put energy into creepy things and gives power to the evil spirits. Yeah, I don't think I can ever get tired of La Bamba. That's probably one movie I've watched a million times and I will never get tired of it. Man, why did he have to get on that plane? I don't know. I wonder if it was a sacrifice, though. Kind of interesting. Because he was young. I don't know. Um, yeah, I'm thinking too deep into it now. Richie! My favorite part was, what do they mean not letting you play, Richie? His mom. Who did I want? Elvis? He's all, don't worry about it. Just let it go. They don't know who the hell they're dealing with. She revs up the car. Your granddaddy was a full-blooded Yaqui Indian. Ooh. Got a story of the old 491, which is the old Route 666. I used to work that one. Yee. Did you know there's an app where you can see spirits? I've heard of those. I ain't gonna mess with those. No, no, no. Not me. I worked as a swing shift security guard. What's one movie that you guys, one scary movie that you guys watched that just either kept you up at night or you just couldn't sleep? You had to sleep with a night light on or something where it just creeped the hell out of you. What's one scary movie that did that to you? I would like to know. Those apps are like Ouija boards. Yeah, I don't like to mess with stuff like that. I thought about it plenty of times. I really wanted to go do like ghost hunting and stuff and just like go visit haunted places and vlog and stuff. But when I really thought about it, I was like, hell no. I just can't do it. Uh, Something's bound to happen and I don't want nothing to attach to me. I don't want to bring nothing back. Um Yeah. Plus my mom and my grandma, they would kill me if they found out I was doing stuff like that. So I I've been tempted a lot of times to do that. Ghost Adventures. I don't like Ghost Adventures. They seem too scripted. I don't believe Zach Bagans. The Wailing Korean scary movie. It's trippy. AF, all in subtitles, though. Been trying to find trippy skinwalker type movies. You know what? I don't. I could be wrong, but I honestly feel like there aren't any skinwalker movies. I feel like non-natives probably tried to attempt skinwalker movies and call it that, but I don't think they really did it justice. I think it's just too much taboo to even like reenact. Um, but I could be wrong. Maybe there's one out there. I just haven't heard of it. Um, yeah. Clear all. The hills have eyes. Never again. I've never seen I've never seen those movies all the way through. I don't really care for those kind of movies personally. I like I like the I don't know, like those are gory, scary, like jump scare. I don't know. I don't like those movies where I feel anxious, and I'm like clenched up and yeah, I think my anxiety just oh, I don't like those kind of movies. Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers was pretty trippy. Um I actually shared a story about that a few nights ago on someone's live on TikTok about a creature that has been seen on my reservation where I'm from. That is like the best way people describe it is like that Jeepers Creepers guy. There has been sightings of that thing on our reservation, and I know two stories about that. Pet Cemetery. Ew, that little boy is all creepy, huh? My older sister used to watch that, and we used to watch it. She used to like make us watch all kind of scary shit when we were small. That's probably why I'm all traumatized too. I was playing with the baby wipe, and all the fuzz got all over. You know about the Antichrist coming in 2025? Ew. No. I've heard a lot of theories about the Antichrist, and I always try to like look at people, not people like you and me, but like people in high positions and try to figure out. But I don't know, it's kind of crazy. Um, I have my theories of who, but it's so hard to like pinpoint. And there's somebody that I know of that I've actually communicated with before that is well connected into the system and was raised in it and has a lot of intel and exposes a lot of it, and who has a pretty good idea of who it is, and they try to give clues, but that's all they can give. I don't know, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Sleepwalkers. Is there a movie like that? The Exorcist, Aliens, and Poltergeists. I barely remember seeing my dad watch the original Exorcist, but I cannot, to this day, I cannot bring myself to watch it. Ew, the way that girl looks. Ew, I can't watch that. I have not. I did watch this year. There was it Damien, or it was like I can't remember. It was like how Damien was born. Oh, was it The Omen? That one. I watched a movie earlier this year. That one was creepy. Ooh. That's why that Wailing movie should be. Somebody said it's as close as they have seen Exorcist. Ew, see, I would not watch. Like, I'm scared to watch it. That's one I have not. I watched a lot of exorcism movies, but that one, I don't know. That one creeps the hell out of me. Just that way that girl looks, and that's like those movies are the movies I actually like to watch, like the newer versions. But when it comes to, because it's real, like exorcisms really do happen. Like people really do be getting possessed. I told a story here on my channel where a family member of mine saw somebody get possessed at the Indian boarding school where they attended, and it was a native boy. It was a Navajo boy that got possessed, and that relative of mine shared the story with me, and I shared it on my channel, and it's on one of my older videos. But like that shit's real, and I have cousins that were possessed, and just like I don't know, it's real. Like I like watching the based on the true story type movies, and exorcisms creep the hell out of me, but it's fascinating, one, because a lot of it deals with Catholicism, um, which there's a whole nother web to go into, but um, yeah, that's just those exorcism movies, they creep the hell out of me though, especially when their face like changes. Ew. I notice people are into spirits, but hardly anyone talks about the Bible. Just saying. Well, grace us with your knowledge, Sarah. um, yeah, I don't talk about the Bible. Honestly, I'm not afraid to admit that I don't know a whole lot about the Bible. I've read it once upon a time when I was, down and out and locked in a place where I had nothing to do but read. But I don't remember most of what I read. It was more of like, can I do this? Um, but I probably should get a Bible. You know what? I've never owned a Bible. Come to think of it, I've never owned a Bible like to myself. I've always like taken it from church, or imagine stealing a Bible. But yeah, I've always taken it or borrowed it from somebody. I never had my own. So I've always borrowed one actually. Never had my own Bible, come to think of it. But if I was to get one, it would I would want the King James version. Um I probably should get my own Bible. Enough spooky stories for me heading to bed. Good night, Sierra. Love the Chosen series. That's Joaquin. It just says missed call. You're just gonna have to tell me. Call me. I'm just kidding. You're just gonna have to tell me, and then I'll retell it for you. There's a really old movie that called The Manitou. That one messed me up for a long time. Sunshine by Danny Boyle freaked me out. The hills have eyes. Gimme baby. I've never seen that movie. I've heard people talk about it. Aren't they like cannibals or something? Or am I talking about something else? Ew. Why is there a line that says that? I'm gonna look that up right now. Gimme baby. Let me see. No. Let's go to good old YouTube. Event Horizon also super freaky. You know what's one that creeped me out was the one movie that has really creeped me out that I stayed up nights. I was freaked out to even go to sleep because just like what if, oh man, that movie creeped the hell out of me. It scared me. Not in a It scared me because it's evil, but it scared me because it made me realize the capabilities of these um beings. Like it just creeped the hell out of me. Like the possibilities and ugh, yeah, that's what creeped me the hell out. And it was The Fourth Kind. That movie creeped the hell out of me. Um what did he say? Give me baby? Ew. Does she say where's my baby?
No.
What? I'm not talking to you. Is that what she's talking about? And it says birthing scene. Then another one says the hills have eyes. Where's my baby? Ew. What is that movie about? It says talking about sacrifice. I've never seen I've never seen those movies, honestly. I only saw that movie once, that line that Negan said, guaranteed I'll never watch that trash again. Give me baby. Sounds funny. There's an old movie, Shadow of the Hawk, a native story with Chief Dan George acting in it. Good one. It's on YouTube. Full movie. Shadow of the Hawk. Watch our haunted garage investigation. We caught. You know what? I think I might have seen that. Was that you guys? I seen one where it might have been where Darwin was at somebody's house. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go look. Is it on your channel? Hey, and I heard about that powwow up there. That day that it happened, everybody was on TikTok talking about it. And then I went to Facebook because I guess there was a video out. and it was just scary to see like the ladies that were dancing in competition, and then um you could just see them run, like they just get scared, and I just can't imagine, going to a powwow or going to a ceremony where you should be, and feel the most safest place in the whole world, and something like that happens. Oh man, that was scary. But I saw that video and I thought of you guys, and I was like, man, I hope you guys were probably there. I don't know, but I know it was in your neck of the woods. Then I started seeing the guy that passed away, and it's sad though. But I thought about you guys recently. Glad you guys are okay. Did you watch The Stand, Stephen King? That's a creepy one. No, I haven't. See, I need to. I feel like I'm not. I haven't like we didn't. I didn't grow up watching a whole lot of movies, so I feel like there's a lot of movies out there that I just need to. I need to be like Paige Jen on the Viral podcast and make a list of all these movies I need to watch. Maybe we'll do that. Are you scared? Like me. What? 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 No. Come over here. Don't step over there. You got me stepped on a. Well, I moved that. Somebody trying to call? Oh, it was Myron. Look at Juicy's hair. I say he looks like that guy. He reminds me of one of the look, turn that way, look from behind. I want to show them. When you see his hair from behind, he looks like one of it's like a mushroom kind of, and it looks like one of those guys on Super Mario. Remember the Gumba, those little brown things that go back and forth.
Little like brown
They look like a
mushroom
mushroom.
things, like they run and have no arms.
Yeah.
They're all like.
That's what you look like when I'm walking behind you. Go ahead, go in there. I guess I'm gonna call it a night, you guys.
Power on.
Oh,
What's this? This good.
it's tea. The Conjuring and all those ones are scary. Well, you guys, I'm gonna go. It's on our channel. I live in the center point originally. Are used to the. Wow. Well, I'm glad you guys are okay. Alien is a classic to check out. So sweet. Juice. That's my youngest boy.
Yeah.
He's scared. He turned on the salt lamp. I'm gonna go lay down too because I'm just tired. I was up all day trying to make sure that I went to this class, this entrepreneur class thing that I'm taking, and I didn't want to miss it. I wanted to go in person, but I missed it. But I took it online, and it was cool, but just tired. I would have been out a long time ago. But for those of you who are new, welcome in. My name is Kitty. And way later, way later wants to introduce myself. My name is Kitty, and on my channel, I go by WhatKittyDo. On my channel, I do like to tell scary stories. Obviously, I do a lot of live streams. Not lately, but I plan to be more active again here. Story times of my personal life. I like to throw in vlogs, makeup related stuff. We haven't done a thrift haul, but sometimes I throw in thrift hauls. So lives, thrift hauls, scary stories of my personal life. vlogs, and I think I mentioned all of them. But that's pretty much what we do here. And if any one of those is something that you like, subscribe to my channel and come back, because for October I really want to quit slamming on my tea. Quit laughing at me.
I'm laughing
Gumba.
because you say your intro all late.
Why?
Angry
It's
laugh.
my channel. I can say my intro whenever the hell I want.
October is my birthday.
Oh yeah, October's Juice's birthday. Hey, Bella's birthday is next
Coming-
Thursday. Bella's birthday is coming up. She's gonna be what, 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, quit slamming my drink.
I'm gonna drink.
And go make yourself one.
Okay.
Yeah, so come hang out with us, subscribe. I wanted to get a scary story out yesterday, but today I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to go live, and I'm glad you guys came and hung out. I think it went pretty good. Maybe we could try this again. Yeah. You and me, maybe we could do this again some other time. What else? Any other announcements? I think that's all I got for now. It was good to see you guys. I also own my own small business. It's called Bijan Beauty. Everything is down in the description. And yeah, if you guys are interested in buying cosmetics from a native owned business, go read our bio, see how we came about and what our inspiration is to why we got started. Yeah, and we're having a back to school sale still going on right now. So come buy some stuff while they are at a good price. 12:33, time for me to head to bed. Tried calling, but there will always be another time. Keep telling your stories. I pray your channel grows. Blessings and much success. Kaden. Okay, you guys, I really gotta go now. I'm gonna go lay down.
I got scooter mom.
This guy needs to go to bed. We'll see you guys. Have a good night. Bye. Later. Bye, besties. Ew.
No. Okay. Get out of my seat.